Are you going to the Congress alone, or have you got somebody with you?
Yeah, so I've got a friend who goes to a local pub support group that's coming along with me as well. But actually, Becky, my wife's coming along, and really pleased to have her coming along. She's kind of not quite sure what she's going to find. It's kind of it's a big conference, isn't it? With I think they're thinking there's about 2,500 registered people going at the moment. So it's going to be quite busy. But really looking forward to kind of going along together.
How do you travel? So that's my question. So what do you do when you travel usually?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question, and it's one of those things, isn't it, where I think what personally I find with Parkinson's, you try to kind of behave as normally as possible and kind of not be too much trouble, perhaps. But I think it is important. For example, the end of last year, we went to Spain actually on holiday, and I kind of just before we were waiting for that kind of the boarding announcement. And I had a phone call about my father who was unwell in a nursing home. And as we know, kind of quite often stressful things like that can make our symptoms worse. So, as soon as I had that, I was kind of struggling with a bit of dyskinesia in my leg walking. So actually, I was so grateful that I'd requested kind of a special assistance, because the terminal was about a 20-minute or so walk away from where we were waiting. So, I mean, that would have taken an age for me to kind of hobble along. Although it was a different experience, kind of being wheeled along in a wheelchair and in one of those kind of motorised buggies, but I think it's worth registering for it, because you never know what's going to happen and kind of what support you're going to need, really. So yeah.
There's special assistance at the airport, isn't it, for people with Parkinson's?
I'm a fan.
Do you have a lanyard? What do you usually do? How do you approach it? The airport.
Well, I've only had one bad experience with special assistance. And I had a really bad experience in Munich airport, and they didn't believe me because I didn't have a lanyard, which has sort of converted me to the idea of these sunflower lanyards that they'll hand out.
Yeah,
they sometimes hand out. But I am absolutely 100% a fan of special assistance at airports, and I take every single bit of assistance they give me. So if they want me to sit in that wheelchair, I'll sit in the wheelchair.
Well, and I thought I'll just get in a taxi and
Uber, isn't it? Uber.
Yeah, and in this village where I was in Italy, so I started out with the rollator because I had brought it, so I just assumed I needed it. So then I did all my shopping with the rollator, and then I came back, and then I was like, hey, I can kind of do this. So then I abandoned it. So then I think they thought I was cured because I was
special assistance in airports. When you're special assistance in an airport, sometimes I've done that a few times. You want to walk around the shop, so you're going to get up out your wheelchair, and you think, "Oh my God, he's such a faker."
Yeah, and then because we're young, it always appears that that we are faking it or whatever. And then hilariously, when I came into Italy, they couldn't fit the rollator and the wheelchair through the aisle of the passport control. So because I'm really strong, I just took the rollator and held it above my head and went through passport control in a wheelchair. And I think the passport guys were like, what? And I told the woman, I was like, don't worry. It's all very basic because my Italian is pretty basic, but I was like, don't worry, I am strong. My arms are good. It'll be interesting to see what it's like, because I know the Congress has, really communicated with the airport and with the city.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
That's the thing that annoys me about them. It's as if we don't like to go duty-free shopping as soon as we get Parkinson's. They send you sailing past. You've got this really lovely person who's pushing you to your gate, and I'm like, yeah, but can I just stop and have a look at the makeup? Stop. And you go sailing past. But in some airports, they've actually got a system now where they park you, and then when you go to a restaurant,
yeah,
and you wait for your table and you get a thing that beeps.
Oh.
And some of them now they've got this thing they give to you, and it beeps when it's time for you to go back to your trolley.
Yeah, I think
and that works.
Yeah.
The other thing I do is I make sure I take my pills in public.
Yeah.
Look, a bottle of medicine. Oh, I have to take one now, like that.
Hopefully, as the world evolves a bit more, but yeah, it's a stressful thing, and just the secure. But getting through security, I've had DBS, so I can't go through the metal detectors.
At 3 o'clock in the morning at Doha Airport. No, I'm not going through there. Sorry.
So yeah, what's in your bag? What are you packing?
Oh, what am I packing? Obviously, my medicines.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
what meds? Packing all your meds. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
packing my meds, and I have to travel with something to write with, so that I like to although writing is getting more difficult for me, but I like to always have like a diary or something that I can write in case I really feel the urge to write. It's not like I'm a poet or anything like that, but sometimes an idea comes in my head and I just have to write it down. And reading book, I have to have my books with me. I love reading.
lots of books.
Lots of books. So I have a Kindle because I can't carry books anymore.
What's in my bag? I tell you what, I've got a bright pink suitcase this year.
Oh,
I've just bought it. It's fluorescent, just to annoy my children. It's great. I mean, you're not going to miss me. I'm going to be the one with the enormous bright pink suitcase.
Cool.
And inside it will be lots of art stuff.
but what's in your bag? So what are you taking with you? What you must have items that you're going to take with you? You're passionate.
Yeah, as little as possible, because I always overpack and I always bring too many pairs of shoes. And with dystonia, it's like, just bring the shoes that work. Don't bring the shoes that don't work. So, you know, you can wear the shoes that don't work if you take a taxi from your house to a restaurant and look cool, but you don't want to bring them, you know, in a case that you're carrying. So I don't have very many shoes, but I do have notebooks and like scraps of things that I've started writing. And I've been trying to digitize as much stuff as possible that is relevant to what I've been writing, so that I don't have to carry loads of stuff, in part because carrying, walking, talking, thinking, speaking another language, you know, it just all adds up. So it's a kind of part of for me anyway, what's become a kind of Parkinson's minimalism.
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting. Really looking forward to people. I think it's going to be hot. Making sure I take the right kind of clothes to get there, and yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to catching up with everyone.
Thanks, Nick.